No one would have believed in the last years of the 1970s that a Victorian science fiction novel could be reborn as a double vinyl record. And yet, as disco-dominated dance floors, punk was tearing up stages and prog rock was drifting off into excess. Few could have imagined that a composer best known for jingles and television themes would assemble a rock orchestra, a full string section, layers of synthesizers, and some of the most recognizable voices of the era to retell H.G. Wells's tale of Martian invasion. Yet, in 1978, Jeff Wayne's musical version of The War of the Worlds did exactly that. Nearly half a century later, it remains a cultural phenomenon, a hybrid of rock opera, theatre, and science fiction that continues to inspire. In this episode of the Midas Vibes podcast, we'll explore how Jeff Wayne crafted this unlikely hit, and why this bold experiment in storytelling through music still resonates today. This is not just an album, it's an invasion, and that invasion begins here.
War of the Worlds, 1978.
Yes.
Why are we doing it?
Why?
Why are we covering it?
Because it's literally one of the greatest albums, stroke double albums, ever made. It's my childhood. It's your childhood. It's everybody's childhood. Maybe.
Yeah, I think so. It's one of those that I'm not sure how often you choose to put it on these days. But for me, if I listen to one, I've got to listen to all of them.
Yeah.
If I hear da-na-na, da-na-na, then I've got to listen to all of it then.
I don't recall a time where I've put it on and I've listened to it in parts. It literally goes on from beginning to end. It always has. I used to live in, I remember being a kid, barely. But my dad had a copy on vinyl, and that's just the way it was listened to. There wasn't like, oh, you've got to listen to this moment, you've got to listen. It was like, let's put it on, let's have an experience. And that's what it is.
That was my childhood experience of it as well. Because obviously I've still got the vinyl somewhere. And yeah, that was it. And I think that's what was great about growing up. Obviously I was on the tail end of it, but growing up in a world where vinyl was still very much a thing. Because I used to listen to like newer albums like that as well, even on CD, because I'd been brought up with that, idea that you put a record on and you listen to it all the way through. And yeah, every time we would put it on, it would be, well, you're strapped in now for the whole thing. And as a young kid, I must have heard it first when I was like 3 or 4, and it absolutely terrified me. It genuinely terrified me.
And it should.
And it is in parts. It is really. If you listen to it with headphones on, you got the volume cranked. There's parts of it that are like, whoa, like really get that like rising sensation in your chest, and that your hair stands on end and stuff. And there's not many other. There's tons of concept albums, and it really is a thing that's died a death, didn't it? Like, you got Jesus Christ Superstar and all that kind of stuff. But if you say concept album to me, the only one that really springs to mind is Jeff Wayne's War of the Worlds.
100%. Well, I think it stems back from when I can't remember the year, but what year was the one that was the radio broadcast?
Oh, that's a good point.
I mean, whatever year it was.
Do you mean the Orson Welles one?
Yeah.
So that's got to be in the 30s.
Right. So they let people's imaginations absolutely just play on that. And I mean, I think it was over-exaggerated how much of a panic people were in. Yeah. But it was people's imaginations that got them carried away. And this is exactly where it was. Before all this internet nonsense and stuff took over, where everything is so visual, you had to use your imagination, which is far more frightening than anything they can put on a screen for me.
Although that being said, the artwork, we were talking about it before we went on air, the artwork was another one that genuinely terrified me as well. I mean, I'm talking as like a young kid. I can't remember his name now. I did write it down. The artist's name. I've got it here somewhere. Let me find it because it's worth giving him a nod because that artwork is phenomenal. Like, it's absolutely phenomenal.
Roger Hargreaves.
Was it Roger Hargreaves?
No.
Imagine if it was.
He did the Mr. Men. It
I love Roger
wouldn't be so frightening.
Jeff Taylor.
Jeff Taylor?
Yeah.
Oh.
He went on to work with, like, White Dwarf, which is Warhammer.
Ah, get on.
The one piece of art that really terrified me as a kid was the one that we're using for the thumbnail for this.
Okay.
Which is the scene.
Are you going to put it up again while we're...
I'll put it up now, yeah. I'll do a little panel or something. And the fear that he captures in the main woman, the woman that's at the front, was something. But what really terrified me was the blonde woman behind. I'll do a little punch in there because her expression is like one of absolute abject terror, and I'd love to know like how he modelled that. It must have been from like, you know, war photography or something, because he really captured like the abject terror that you'd have with a giant Martian tripod shooting a laser beam into a building. Like, where the hell has this come from? What's going on? And I think one of the things that I really, you know, let's not get too deep in the weeds on this, but one of the things that really stands out is the dog in that piece of artwork.
I'll have to... do you know what? I'll have to have a look.
It's so... I can't pull it up because I haven't got a keyboard, but it's just the fact that there's a little dog in it, and it's like there's a big stampede of people running away from the Martian, and it's just like, yeah, it would be terrifying. And he really captured it, and it really brought the whole thing home to me. And then so as a child, looking at that image and looking at the Thunderchild image, which I think is the cover art, so with the Martian standing over Thunderchild and shooting that laser beam at it and melting it, it did bring it really does bring that dun, 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 the main score and the ooh la, it really brings it to life. And it's just perfect coupling.
Yeah, everything's right about it though. The sound production, just, which, like I say, it really does marry up with the artwork.
Yeah, and in the whole concept as well, because I mean, I love H.G. Wells and I love the story of the War of the Worlds. I think it's when he came up with the concept for it, he really struck a vein of like just creative genius. Have you ever read the book?
No.
Well worth reading. I mean, it's...
I know what happens at the end now.
Do you? Oh.
The butler did it.
He did, yeah. Bastard. He always does it. But no, it's really good. It's really... Because he does pull lines from the book, obviously, in the opening with the masterfully narrated Richard Burton lines in the opening sections of the album. Lines are obviously pulled directly from the novel, changed ever so slightly, but it's just so, honestly, if you've never read it, it really is one of those books you should go and read. It's a classic for a reason.
To be fair, I'm happy with Richard Burton reading it to me.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm kind of on board with that.
And I think that's a good point to talk about as well, is the amount of, like, the cast is phenomenal. It's a phenomenal cast.
Yeah.
I mean, people involved in it. You've got, obviously David Essex and people like that, which is like, where'd that come from? But Richard Burton, who's obviously a very famous journalist at the time.
Did you know, in fact, you probably do know, that Richard Burton and the cast members never met? So it was just, he narrated and he just went, well, I'm done here.
I didn't know that, but...
I'm done.
He doesn't really need to be there, does he?
No.
He didn't really need to be there for the recording or whatever.
I've done my bit. Make sure it sounds good.
Yeah. But he's got that voice as well, that iconic voice, which is just, it seems to lend so much credibility to, to the piece and to the album in general. And it's such a nice, again, the main intro is obviously the big focal point for him, but those bits where he comes in throughout the album, like, they really do cement you in. It feels serious, it feels like, well, this is really happening. And I think, the addition of, John Lynott and people like that. Phil Lynott. Yeah. John Lynott. I was thinking John Lydon. I don't know why. Phil Lynott. Or Lynott. Yeah. And his voice is so iconic. And I love his band. Love Thin Lizzy.
Yeah.
Just an absolute brilliant addition. Because it's one of those where I didn't know it was him for the longest time.
Right.
And then when someone said, "Oh, you know who that is," I was like, "Really?" But then when you hear it, you're like, "Oh my god, yeah, it is him!" Like, how did I not know that before? And I don't know. I mean, going off on tangents already because I think we're both so excited to talk about this. But just an amazing cast, amazing songcraft. You know, the actual songs are in there, and the musicianship is so good.
Yeah.
It's just so good. Production, so good. I can't just praise it enough.
No. He was giving it some, like...
Death. Some death. He's giving it some death.
He was giving it kind of like 3 years before it was made. So it only took him...
Oh, you mean Jeff Wayne? Oh.
Jeff Wayne.
Yeah.
It took 3 years to make, and it's unreal. It's unreal. He pulled that cast together and wrote the songs and produced it or whatever. He
composed
it and conducted it.
I was just trying to think what word to conduct it. I've got a list of quick facts here. Shall I just reel them off?
Do it.
I'll just reel them off. We'll just set the tone and, you know, bring people up to speed before we start diving into the songs, which is why we're all here.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to know, I've got a screen over here. That's why I'm looking over this way. So you've got, obviously, composed by Jeff Wayne. The recording period, like Simon just said, was from 1976 to 1978. So 3 years of pretty solid production there. Release date was the 9th of June 1978 on CBS Records. Narrated by Richard Burton, of course. A guest artist was Justin Hayward in Forever Autumn. Phil Lynott, however you want to say it. Spirit of Man, which is my personal favourite song. Julie Covington, Spirit of Man. So she was a very famous Broadway actress, singer, obviously. Famous for singing "Don't Cry for Me, Argentina."
I thought that was Madonna.
You confused me then. Chris Thompson, Thunderchild, which again is an amazing, amazing song. David Essex, The Artilleryman, which I think is everyone's favourite. Like, just brilliant, upbeat, class song. Everyone loves it. Moving on. So you got chart performance, I think especially if you're like a Gen Z or younger viewer and you listen to this album, you're probably going to be like, what on earth is this? And so I think people that have never heard the album will be surprised by what I'm about to say. But the chart position this reached in the UK album chart, I think in 1978, I'm guessing, it was number 1 in the album charts. And the reach that this had, I think, I was actually quite shocked when I was looking at the facts, but it remained in the charts for 240 weeks.
Yeah.
That's incredible. So it's 52 weeks in a year.
Yeah. And still keeps re-entering it.
It does.
And
it keeps coming back.
Yep.
Keeps coming back. Worldwide sales was what I was trying to say. 15 million plus copies sold.
I've got 3 of those.
I was going to say I got 3.
Yeah.
I got one, my old man's vinyl. I've got it on tape somewhere, and I've got it in CD.
Yeah.
And I've also bought Spirit of Man, I think, in the past, when it was iPod days and you could buy like singles. Remember people used to buy singles? Remember people used to buy like music back in the day? So singles, Forever Autumn. We'll dive into the songs properly in a minute, and we'll probably listen to them. I thought we could probably listen to them and then, you know, talk about the songs after we've heard them. You won't see that, but I'll put in a little snippet so that you can listen along at home if you really want to. But yeah, singles. So Forever Autumn, which I think is probably the most, would you say it's the most famous? Arguably the most famous song.
I'd say so, yeah. Justin Hayward, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Moody Blues.
Yeah.
singer.
Yeah. That reached number 5 in the UK. The Eve of War, which is the first. And you can kind of argue that it's a 45-minute song, The Eve of War, because it starts right at the beginning, and then it's that whole period of the first like 40 minutes. You could argue it's the same song, but you've got Thunderchild in there and all kinds of different ones that it's kind of...
I wonder what they did as the edit for that then, because I'm assuming that was the... When did they release that then? The Eve of the War?
It's part of the album, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I just wonder how they did the edit for that. What parts of that did they use for the single? We'll have to have a listen to that.
Yeah, it is broken up on the CD, definitely. Like it is like the first 4 minutes or so, but because it's the concept album, like the real concept album portion of the and they said film then of the album, it is like 47 minutes long, that whole bit, and then it breaks down into, I think, Forever Autumn is the next bit from there. Maybe it's the Spirit Man, I can't remember. So that reached number 47 according to the official charts company. Artwork by Jeff Taylor, and really worth flicking through. I'll drop some in while we're talking about this. But the big thing, which Simon alluded to earlier, is that occasionally it does like crop back up in album charts or stream charts and stuff, and that's basically because, I think, of the tours. So every now and then they bring it back out on tour, and 2006 was, I think, the big one that when they brought it back, which included the pyrotechnics, and I don't think they had the holographic presenters at that point, or maybe they did.
I'm not sure. I can't remember what year it was that I went to watch it, but they did have it was like a polystyrene Richard Burton head in the corner,
right?
And then they projected the face onto that,
right?
And it was kind of like a moving, but it has definitely got better.
Oh yeah, they've got the whole holographic thing now, haven't they? But they've even changed the cast, haven't they? So,
oh yeah, mine was Jason Donovan, yeah, and as the artilleryman, and Natasha something from Atomic Kitten.
Right,
I think she was I can't remember her surname.
Really? How did she perform?
Brilliant.
Was it good?
Really, really good. I mean,
I can't imagine her dropping the "No, Nathaniel, no."
It's great.
Was she good?
Yeah, it was really good.
So yeah, it's constantly on tour, and I think that's what really has brought it back out into the sort of zeitgeist, if you will, however you want to say it. It really is a phenomenal stage show. I've never seen it. Obviously, I've seen it on YouTube or whatever, but yeah, I would be interested to see how it transfers live. Obviously, you've said you've just seen it. So what was it like in the flesh? Was it just as good? Was it?
Yeah, well, so the expectation, because it was my dad's birthday,
right?
So myself and my brother took my dad to go and see it in Cardiff.
Right.
And we are, as I said, it's a childhood thing. So to kind of go there, the expectation was pretty kind of like, please just be good, just be good. And we still talk about it to this day. So it's like, it was honestly, it transferred so well. And that was the early stages of it as well. That was like, I mean, now it's probably so high tech that but it was, it was good. It still gave you the feeling.
Right.
Which is what you were
that's what you're after.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to go and see it, but my worry now is that they've dropped Richard Burton and replaced him with Liam Neeson as the narrator.
Have they?
Yeah. I don't know how that was going to work, especially after The Naked Gun.
Yeah. Why? I can't understand why they've done that at all. Like, I just think...
I think it's trying to just make it contemporary, and obviously he's a Hollywood actor. But they did that quite a while ago. Looking up here, it says 2012, which is when they brought in the holograms.
That's a real shame.
I think so as well. I'd much rather have Richard Burton there. I think his voice adds such gravitas. And I like Liam Neeson, but I don't think he's the narrator to me. Like, the narrator is like a specific role.
Well, that's two bad roles he's taken then in the last couple of years.
Well, that was 2012, so that's a while ago. But, outside of that, it's also like constantly coming back. There was a video game in 1999, which, if I remember correctly, was terrible. But because it was War of the Worlds, I was like, oh, go play it. Board games and stuff on, and there's actually an exhibit which is in London right now. It's like an experience, like the War of the Worlds experience. Haven't been. Not sure I would enjoy it because they've made it too, for me, they've made it too like steampunky. So, don't know.
Is Ice Cube going to be there?
Imagine if he was. But yeah, so I mean, so that's the facts that we've got. There's probably a wealth of facts that aren't in there that you could look up yourself. But yeah, I think that sort of set the stage, set the scene And then, I don't know, should we talk a little bit about the background a little bit more, or do you want to listen to some songs and we'll talk about the songs? Or
Do you know what? Let's have a listen to the song. Let's have a listen to a song.
All right, I'll tell you what we'll do is we will pause recording. We're going to go and listen to them, but all you'll see is a transition into the first song, and then we'll be back. So I think straight off the bat, the first thing that really strikes you is just how, just the depth of that initial dun dun dun. You got the lovely intro from Richard Burton, which has just got so much weight already. It really sets the scene, sets the tone, and the script that's pulled from and tweaked slightly from the H.G. Wells novel. But that just immediate smack over the head you get with this, the electronic side of things, with that orchestral sort of bed, just giving it so much punch and power. It just hits you, man.
I just love the way that the strings right at the beginning, they drop out. And if you haven't heard it before, there's no way you think it's going into a disco beat. And it just takes it off onto a crazy path.
Yeah, and as soon as that those disco drums go, because the thing is, if you put like a progressive rocking drum beat over that, it changes it again. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, it's something we didn't really touch on as well. Like this is being produced and comes out in the height of punk versus disco. So who the hell thought, let's bring together orchestra, H.G. Wells, like some rocky punk elements with one of the biggest acts at the time, especially in the UK. Yep. Thin Lizzy.
And David Essex as well.
And David Essex, yeah. Just absolute craziness. And it all comes together right at the beginning in The Eve of War, which is just a phenomenal song in itself. It introduces literally the whole chessboard, doesn't it? You've got the ooh la coming in there.
I just think because it starts off with those strings, the do, 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 do. When the disco beat comes in, it's doing the same thing, and then it goes to that kind of that chord that it's suddenly in motion. Do, 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 do. Yeah, which hasn't been in there before, and it's like, oh mate,
it's just lovely,
beautiful.
It's just lovely. It's there's so much. It feels, I don't know, it's weird to say, but it's such a genuine song as well. You know what I mean? There's a level of purity to it that you just don't get anymore. And so I think that's why it's still really relevant and really compelling. Every generation that comes along has literally picked it up and gone, this is brilliant. It's just brilliant. And you can't really describe how it makes you feel when you've got headphones on and it's loud. And if you can get that vinyl recording.
That was one of the things actually I was going to say about it, when my dad bought the album. So we had this stereo and record player kind of thing. And my dad was trying to find a present for my mum for Christmas. And I'm pretty sure he couldn't think of one, so we bought a pair of headphones for her. My mum wasn't really listening to music, but literally that was the first thing he put on and listened to was War of the Worlds right there. It's like, I'll use them if you're not, It's like, so it's funny that you say that, yeah.
Yeah, it's incredible.
The experience.
Like, you don't have to use these if you don't.
Yeah.
I think we've all been guilty of that. Now, I mean, what more do you want to say about The Eve of War? It is setting the scene, setting the tone. It's bringing in all those elements: disco, rock, orchestra, theatre. It's all there, and it's literally like setting the stall.
It's the best intro ever.
Greatest intro ever. Greatest intro ever.
Followed by Horsell coming in the heat ray.
I think the first thing that really strikes home is the shift in tone. So we've had that big orchestral number in The Eve of War, and now we're kind of moving into more guitar-based rock, really. But I think what really strikes me is the bass. For me, it sounds really punky.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it is very much, Yeah, a real shift in tone because we're bringing in like multiple genres as well. Because for me, it's really funky. You know, what I mean, really funky. So you kind of got that instead of disco, it's kind of shifted to funk and like sort of, you know, real rocky rock and roll. That main riff in there, that. Well,
that's the thing. It goes. I mean, it starts off all bassy on the bass and stuff, and then it goes into some weird space. You know, it goes into the guitars and things like that. Then you start getting all the weird synths going in and out, and it just turns into something. Again, it's another one that you're like, where is this going? It doesn't sound anything like the beginning of this track. It just.
Yeah, and it like you say, it starts like sort of acoustic based, and then you've got that acoustic guitar, boom, ding, 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 ding. And then like you say, it enters into that electronic space again, and then of course you've got that, you know, Richard Burton coming back in, and then the screw noise,
which frightens the life out of me, and still to this day, the moment I hear that, it takes me back. We lived in Germany. We lived in a big block of flats, and we had there were bunk beds in the in one of the rooms. And whenever I hear that song, that scene always takes place in that room. It's me walking through in a dark night, kind of hearing that. It was just bizarre.
It's weird how music will do that as well. You know, take you back to where you first heard it.
Yep.
And I think that screw sound, again, it just adds that straight out of right, like, you know, out of left wing feel, and I completely get what you mean. It's a terrifying sound. Like, it really is. You're like, what on earth is that? And if obviously you've read the novel, you know it's the cylinder screw turning, and so the Martian is about to get so much going on. And again, childhood memories. I can't really remember the time and place, but I would have just been as terrified as you listening to that. Of what the hell is going on?
I mean, now I'm seeing it as some deep-rooted trauma, and I'm wondering why I always go back to that place, why I was even allowed to listen to this.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier as well. Like I keep wanting to like bring this into my kids' life, as well as like some other stuff. But like, I did listen and watch some stuff I really shouldn't have at that age, and I think this probably is one of those things. My one hasn't quite heard it yet, but will almost certainly be forced. My missus can't stand any of this, which is just so foreign to me. But then that's why she's a foreigner, I suppose. But no, so much. Go on.
I would put it on in the background and not concentrate on, hey, come and listen to this. I would have it on because there's going to be so much to just capture him, like sounds and stuff.
Yeah, but like you say, I don't want to give him childhood trauma like me and you clearly got from this. Although it's stuck with us, we absolutely love it now. But like,
yeah, Jeff Wayne traumatized us into ordering more copies of it as the years go by. Well done, Jeff.
Yeah, you talented bastard.
Yeah. Do you know he was 35 when he did this? When he wrote this?
So he was younger than me when he made it.
Yeah,
that's terrifying.
Not younger than me though.
Well, I don't know. Just a sweet summer child. So yeah, I think we haven't done it, but let's bring it in now. Eve of War, on a scale of 10, where are you at? 1 being not good, 10 being best thing ever.
It's hard because I know what else is coming up, and So I would say, as an intro, it literally is probably. I'm trying to think of a better intro to any album, rock, pop, you know, anything. And
even non-concept,
yeah. And I would say it's definitely up there, top 3, if not number 1.
Okay.
So I would give it a solid 8 out of 10.
Ooh, I'm going to go 7.
Okay.
Because I know what's coming next. So Horsell Common and The Heat Ray, 1 to 10. What are you saying?
I can only go up.
Really?
Do you know what I mean? Because again, but it's all tied into childhood memories and stuff like that. If I go up, let's keep it on an even for me. Then let's keep it even. I think it's a nice follow on from Eve of the War.
All right. So you were 8 then. What are you giving it?
Yeah.
8 again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I would probably go. It's difficult because if you talk to me about the guitar riff, I say it's a straight 8. If you give me that bass line, I think it's a 9 because I love that bass line. The screw sound, terrifying, 10. I'm going to give it an even 7 again. I've gone for 2 7s.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Mine's going to go way past 10 in a minute.
Oh, it's going to go off the scale.
Yep.
Possibly with this next one. Who knows?
The next one being, by the way, the Artilleryman and the Fighting Machine.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
My fear rose at the sound of someone creeping into the house. Then I saw it was a young artilleryman.
So, the Artilleryman and the Fighting Machine.
Yes.
Thoughts?
Thoughts? Pretty damn good, isn't it? Yet again.
And absolutely incredible. It's kind of a bridging track, this one, isn't it? It's very much, you're getting elements of future songs. We're going back to the eve of war a little bit. Obviously, we start with the bass line pretty much from Horsell Common. And it kind of introduces new elements and new things and really progresses the story aspect here. Again, this is the continuation of the concept.
We get our first character.
We do. Well, a second, because we've got the narrator.
Oh,
but we
yeah.
get our first guest artist. We get our first artist in the form of...
The gypsy barge driving David Essex as the Artilleryman.
Yes.
Who speaks in a lovely...
Very up there, isn't he? Oh. Help us, oh, blimey, governor.
With the background of 70s porn music in the background. Some funky guitar going on.
Yep.
And then, it goes disco. It goes mental.
It goes full disco, and then it goes full prog rock.
Yeah.
And then it goes even more disco. And then we start getting the... choo. The ABBA sounds that you say.
Yeah, yeah. And we hear, as well for the first time...
Hello. Annoyingly, at this stage, the camera that was on me, this one you're looking at right now, decided to shut itself off midway through the production, and we didn't know until the end of the show. So unfortunately, you're not going to see me for the rest of the show. I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I suppose that's entirely up to you. Anyway, on with the show.
The Martians.
Ooh la! Which is just iconic.
Mm-hmm.
It is iconic. And again, to a child's mind, absolutely terrifying. Absolutely terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
We've got funk, we've got disco, we've got rock, we've got prod rock. We've got it all. It's a phenomenal song.
Yeah. And he's not sung a note yet,
No.
David Essex.
No.
He's just...
You could even be forgiven to thinking that was all he really contributed was,
Oh, blimey, governor. Shiny shoes.
Can I clean your chimney?
Clean your chimneys.
What more can we say about this? I think it's an excellent progression musically, but also in the story. We're getting a lot of detail here. This is so, the army's gone to meet the Martians on the field of battle, and we've just got our asses handed to us. Like, we can't beat them. Like, the might of the British Empire can't fight them on land. And so now it's a little bit like, all right, we're a bit knackered then. And that is met and symbolised with the powerful ooh la and some absolutely amazing close harmony, guitar, synth parts. And it's just phenomenal. And live, this must be just absolutely amazing.
It was.
So what are you saying? All right, now, so on a scale of 1 to 10, the Artilleryman and the Fighting Machine.
Not my favourite.
No, I don't think it's my favourite.
I'm going to step back on that one and say, although it's good because it does introduce quite a lot of different elements and stuff like that, I'm going to hit that with a 5.
Okay. Being a guitar player, more so in Horsell Common, I think those guitar riffs are so powerful. But I think I'm going to give this one, I'm going to step back myself, I'm going to give this a 6 because I still think it's a powerful song. It's not, I suppose it's kind of middle in the score I'm giving it, and you're giving it a 5. I think I'm going to give it a 6 because I think it's still a powerful song.
Mm-hmm.
I love the interplay between David Essex and Richard Burton, and I think it's got some powerful riffs in it. But again, not my favourite. So yeah, I'm going to step back. So my first 6, I've got 2 7s and a 6. Let's see where we go.
Beautiful.
Coming up next is...
We have got Justin Hayward with the beautiful Forever Autumn.
Let's go. Forever Autumn, the infamous, reached number 5, I think we said earlier in the UK chart. A beautiful song, absolutely phenomenal. but weirdly feels a little bit shoehorned in for me. And did you know that this was made for a Lego advert originally?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So he wrote this for Lego, a TV advert.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not sure if it ever got made, but it's definitely like famous for being a song that nearly he wrote for Lego, which is like weird, but an absolutely incredible song. Beautiful arrangement, beautiful sounds, amazing performances, and the vocal is just phenomenal by good old Justin. But as much as I do love the song, it just seems so out of place for me.
It does.
I don't know why.
It does up to this point.
Yeah.
But I think what leads on, like later on, like the duet, and stuff, it does fit in. I see. We just discussed it a bit, but I hear it as kind of like it's like a 70s West Coast California. It shouldn't be because it's based nowhere near that. So I guess I can see what
England,
I can see what you're saying about it being like kind of shoehorned in, but it's the way again it gives you this song, and then when Richard Burton comes back in, it's the disco version of that song, and it's like with the instrumental in the background.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? The melody being played on strings while Richard Burton mouths off over the top, and I don't know. It all just for me, it completely works. I've got a high. Well, I've got a high score for this one.
See, I love the song. I think it's a beautiful song, beautiful arrangement. Like I said, I can't praise it enough. But it seemed for me in the story, this feels a bit disjointed as well because obviously, it's called Forever Autumn. It's a melancholy track about missing a lover, and in the story, he is missing his beloved Kerry, which he obviously then in the story in the song itself. Gets to London and catches her eye. So he knows his missus is safe, essentially. So it's like, I get what he's trying to do with the song, but it just feels so different, like jarringly different. And for me, doesn't really fit in with the story. Of course it does, but it just doesn't feel right for me here. I think it should go in a little bit later on. Mm-hmm. But that being said, phenomenal song, phenomenal performance. Do we want to talk about Justin Hayward a little bit more?
I don't know a lot about the man. I know he's the front man of the Moody Blues.
Yeah. So
he'd already had a massive career.
Indeed, and he's got a voice that perfectly suits the song as well, and a performance that perfectly works. It's a beautiful rendition, and like it's almost like is it mandolins that are being played there?
Sounds like it.
It does, doesn't it? It's very acoustic driven and lovely, which is a nice break and kind of sets us up for what's coming next, which is another death song, and one of my personal favorites. So I think on the 1 to 10 scale here, I think I would give the song an 8, but as it sits in the album, I'm going to go to 5, which is going to be well controversial. I know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely hitting the 8.5 quite possibly. Really? Yeah, I would say it's a better song than we've heard already, but then that might be my penchant for lyrics or something. I don't know.
I think I'm going on the album score, like how it fits in the album, and that for me is too jarring. But again, if it's just a standalone song that we're judging it on, it's an 8.5 any day because it's just a beautiful song. But in terms of the concept, a little bit just too jarring for me. But what comes next?
Oh my God, tell us.
It's Thunder Child. So, Thunderchild. Thunderchild is one that really spoke to me as a kid because I really loved military. I still do love military history, and so just like an epic battle just was cool. But I love the song. I think it's so weird. Like it's just a weird song in many ways. It's so theatrical, this, and it's one of the. I mean, obviously we've had Forever Autumn, which is lyrical and vocal driven, and this one really is as well. But this is pure musical.
This is if Jack Black decided to do musicals.
Yeah, it's very much the Tenacious D section in a good way. I don't like Tenacious D very much, but it's one of those where it's just so. For me, it's an iconic track. I love the words. I love, just the way it's sung. Obviously by Chris Thompson of what are they called? Manfred
Mann's Earth Band.
Which is for me a bizarre connection. Like, how they must have known each other or worked together on something, and he went, "Oh, I love the voice. Let's go." Because he's got an exceptional voice and he sings it exceptionally well. But it's just really weird to think this is the bloke that sang "Blinded by the Light."
Yeah.
But again, you're either going to love this one or you're going to hate it. It's a rock opera track through and through. I just love the sentiment behind the song, and it's like humanity's one last effort to fight back against the Martians and the machines, and they get one, but then it's all too late, and Thunderchild just gets wiped off the face of the earth. And it's like you could imagine, the line of the song, people started cheering, come on, Thunder. And just like, this is our last hope. And then you see them get one, you're like, yeah. And then they get just absolutely chinned, and you're like, oh, well, that's us done. Then.
Yep.
That's just us done. Yep. And the way the song ends with the, it just sets up the second half, really, of the album for me. Because we're about half an hour, 40 minutes into this point.
We are, this is track 5.
Yeah. Of 19 or whatever it is, but there's some weird stuff on the end. And it's very much one of the songs that's always stuck with me. And it must be because I grew up loving history and stuff. I just can't explain it. I can't explain why it stuck with me.
And it's weird that we're friends because because
Oh, thanks.
it's for me, I like it. But it's one of the, for me, this is your forever autumn.
Oh, no, not quite.
Yeah.
Not quite.
This just doesn't, it doesn't move me.
No,
it doesn't move me.
It doesn't move me in the sense of like how Forever Autumn is a beautiful song, which has beautiful chord progression, beautiful, melodies going in and is really multi-layered. This is just pure telling me the story, and I think that's why I love it so much. I just love the theatre behind this track. It's because it's pure, like I say, rock opera and, belting out some... It's very much the Iron Maiden song. It's Tenacious D and Iron Maiden come together to tell you the story of
But again, with a disco beat.
Yeah.
At points.
I mean, it brings in... Again, it's a bridger track, isn't it? It very much brings in the whole idea of the concept. And I think that's why Forever Autumn really stands out like a sore thumb for me, because it's in between, like... songs that kind of drive the narrative forward, and then Forever Autumn, and then back to Thunderchild. It's like, whoa, what?
Yeah.
And I feel like Forever Autumn would sit better after Thunderchild. But I love the music side of it. You've got the songs from before that creep in, and some from later on, I think, as well. You've got a lot going on in the song. Again, it's a really layered track in terms of the disco beat, the orchestras that's going in there, and the synth and guitar parts are just phenomenal. For me, it's a solid 8.5. I know it's going to blow people's minds that I gave.
Good. That's pretty good.
I gave Forever Autumn. I gave the Even War a 7. Then Horsell Common a 7. And then I went, where did I go with the Artilleryman? 6. And then I went down again to 5. And now I'm going up to 8.5 with a song that people are going to be like, why is that even one that really stands out to you? I know. I can't help it. It's just one of those. It's a childhood thing.
Yeah,
like we've been talking about. Like, it's always stayed with me, Thunderchild. I've just always had Thunderchild. It's just stayed with me.
Well, I'm going to go with it. I'm going to give it a 5.
Oh,
I'm sorry, but it's
Come on,
again. It's not one of my. I mean, it's definitely got. I mean, the front cover artwork is based on
Thunderchild,
this moment, essentially. But
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I just can't get over the nostalgia, and it's just stayed with me. Much like some other songs that are coming up.
Yes.
Which, talking about, let's move on to...
Well, we've got now The Red Weed, Part 1. But
that's purely narrative. But it's got some really nice sounds in it. So maybe we should just talk, if we just listen to a little bit of it, because there's some really nice, like, atmospheric stuff going on in there.
Okay. The Red Weed, Part 1.
I think the main thing to say about this is it is pure prog rock, Genesis style concept, like weird prog.
No drums.
No drum. Well, apart from there's some little and like sporadic keys, which kind of remind me of like Black Star by David Bowie. And there's a lot going on in there. It's very atmospheric and a very narrative driven. It's driving the story forward. If you've come up already, then you're probably having a great one. We've probably had a bad one. It's just about driving the feel, you know, setting us up for what comes next, which is epic. But it's not going to be anyone's favorite,
No,
by any means. But there is a lot going on. There's lots of atmosphere building and lovely little faint. I can't even say it. You know, like faint little piano bits that just what's going on. It's there, I think, to bring you down, to set you up for what's coming next.
but it's that imagination thing again, because it's about the red weed growing and kind of like taking its grip on, you know, everything. And like I say, we've spoken about it before, haven't we? If they were to make an animation based on on this record, that would go perfectly in there to represent that, actually show it all overtaking the city and the, you know.
Yeah, because when I listen to it, I close my eyes, I can see like blue meanies and, you know, like the sea of green. So I can see that, you know, Yellow Submarine thing going on and Eleanor Rigby and things like that. Like, I don't know why, but my brain just goes there. How do you score this one? It doesn't really feel fair to score this one because it's probably like a 3. But there's so much going on in there that it doesn't warrant a 3. But because it's just like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just it is a bridging track, isn't it?
Yeah,
this is one into the next. But again, with the right visuals, it would be magical.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be magical. I'll hit you with a 3 on that one
3.
as well. So.
I think we'll go 3. Sorry.
Yeah. You're not putting it on.
No, you're not going to be like, oh, do you my favorite the Red Weed Part 1? It's just so...
There's a part 2 to look forward to later on.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
But again, we're setting the scene for what comes next, which is going to blow me away.
And my dick off.
Yeah, it's going to go off.
Yeah.
It's...
Hopefully my dick doesn't fall off.
It will.
Oh, it will. It's The Spirit of Man.
It's going to hit me in the face, just like this track. The Spirit of Man. I mean, it's just phenomenal. It's just a phenomenal track. And it's very much, you know, a narrative-driven song. We're back into the theatre of the piece. And, you know, obviously we're introduced to Lynette. It's such just a pillar of this whole album for me, this song. It's almost like where all roads lead in terms of the concept and the whole album for me. I think it's a bit of a strange song. It wouldn't really sit on its own. It's very, like I say, it's very much a theatrical piece. Amazing performances by both Lynette and
Covington,
yeah.
Julia
Covington. So she's really the star of this one for me, which is weird to say because Lynette, I'm such a massive fan of Thin Lizzy and his career. And he's phenomenal in it, and I don't want to take away from him at all. But if it wasn't for the break, you know, if it wasn't for that just strip right back to the female vocal in Covington. If it wasn't for the strip back to Covington and the acoustic guitar, which is so powerful. It really just breaks me every time. You know, the sorrow in her voice, but also the passion and somehow she captures like hope in it as well. And a part of the story where there is no hope. And this preacher, this, you know, man of God has completely given up. And, you know, he's basically, you know, the Martians are demons and the demons have beaten God and, you know, evil has triumphed over good and he's given up. And she's like, no, there must be something. There must be more to life. You know, there must be a way we can restore the light. It's such a beautiful sentiment. And is a timeless sentiment as well, because it really you could really apply it to so many different aspects of modern life, and so many aspects of different times throughout history as well. And I'm sure that's going to be reflective in the future. It's just a powerful song which has amazing performances. It's got the whole spectrum of the album in there. There's disco, there's funk, there's rock, there's acoustic beautifulness, like, harking back to Forever Autumn. And that line, just the "No, Nathaniel," that's just so gushingly like for me. I don't know. What about you?
I agree with all that, but I also think that Lynette's performance on that makes her, when it does drop down, makes it beautiful. His use of melodies and playing around with those chords that are going on in the back, it's like, what the hell? And then the second time round he does it, he's up here in his vocal range, which then brings the drop.
And just how much protection is true against all Satan's might.
And I think if we're going to vote on this track, should we say it together? Because I'm going with a straight 10.
Yeah, I've got to say, this is the best song on the album for me, by far.
Yeah.
By far. I mean, I would even go say that I'm going to knock it up to 11. Because it was, I mean, it's always had that impact as well. It's never lost impact for me. It's never lost impact for me. Even the campiness of what, Phil does in there. And it's just, like you say, he sets her up, but it's when that drop hits. Mm-hmm. It's so, you've got to listen to this song in headphones. You've got to, because I'm building it up so much, people are like, oh, it's not very good.
Because if you are Gen Z and you're waiting for the drop, it's not what you're expecting.
No, it's not Ketamine.
It's not. Yeah.
No, but it's so just awe-inspiring. It's just like, there's so many layers to it. You just got to listen to it. Just got to feel it.
Yeah.
And like I say, it's a straight 10. The best song on the album for me. It's the central point of the album.
It's definitely up there. I mean, there are some crackers to come.
Oh yeah. No, we've got an amazing song that's coming up and quite soon. And I think that's going to be it's probably not going to be a 10, but it's going to be close. Mm-hmm. But it's just, Spirit of Man, 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. But if you want to bring yourself down, we got the Red Weed Part 2.
Let's do it. What are you thinking?
Dramatic, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's pure narrative, pure getting us, to the next stages, really, to the next part of the story. Again, it kind of is the conclusion to a mini concept that's in there, which starts as the Red Weed Part 1, then into the Spirit of Man. Obviously, Lynette's still there and provides the power that Richard Burton bats off as well. Again, compelling performances, and that it's a dark period of the story. They're extracting blood and injecting it into themselves as full on, and I mean it's got a lovely that loose drum beat that almost kind of feels like it's labouring and a little bit offbeat, but it's tight and just lovely. You've got the boom, 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 boom bass just keeping it all together, and synth just sounds amazing as well. Again, completely atmospheric, does what it needs to do, but again, you're not putting it on, are you really?
No. Takes a couple of elements, doesn't it, from the Red Weed Part 1, and like you say, wraps up a mini concept.
It's probably a 4 if the Red Weed Part 1 was a 3. It's like there's more elements. Yeah. And it again, in terms of the album, it's probably a 9 because it's theatrical, pushing it forward.
The story, the narration is very important on this part.
It's pure narrative, this. But some great stuff going on in the background. But again, probably a 4 in terms of, you're not putting it on. Oh, my favourite one is on Red Weed Part 2. No.
Do that again. Now do it again. Yeah, that's what I want.
Let's just move on.
3.5 for me.
3.5.
It's gone up by 0.5.
0.5. Next up, we're going to die with a coughing fit while we listen to
The Artilleryman Returns.
Oh, damn.
That was 1 minute long, and
it's an extra bridger, isn't it?
Narration.
It's a funky little thing, but we've already had it. We're just going back. I think we're resetting the decks, aren't we? We've gone back to sort of Horsell Common riff,
Soft porn.
soft porn, bringing in David Essex again,
Yeah.
very much in the soft porn.
It'd make me
style.
soft if he was in porn.
Yeah, it's not really fair scoring this one,
No.
so we'll just move on.
10 then.
10 then,
This, though, is definitely worth rating.
definitely.
It's called Brave New World. And this is where David Essex
Shines. Let's do it.
In a brave new world.
Brave New World.
Brave New World. Some of the worst voice acting I've ever heard in my life.
It's so camp, but it's just amazing to me. It's very much the whole.
Please, sir, I want some more.
Yeah.
We'll start all over again. He's just doing his lovable urchin routine, and it works.
Yeah.
I love it. It's like we were saying while we were just listening to this. It's got loads of it's like Bowie, disco, funk, but also it sounds like something out of Scooby Doo in the 70s.
And then at the end, we go West Coast again.
Yeah.
And just weird folk.
But it's lovely. That little break towards the end is just it's beautiful. Goes back into that acoustic vibe, and it's just a pure theatrical track. It's one of those that everyone's gonna if you've listened to the album, it's one of those that's gonna stick with you because it's just pure campy awesome.
I mean, when I say it's the worst voice acting in the world, I mean it. But but it also fits so well with this. Like the song itself is great. So
and the character as well. Like you could have got someone else to voice it, and it would have gone a different way. But it's phenomenal.
Shops and hospitals and barracks right under their noses.
Like it really does
under
lend itself to you get visions of a lovable urchin who's he's an artilleryman, so he's probably from humble background type, and he finally gets to be the boss. And there's lovely little lines in it where it's like sham. Attitude about life. Fuck it. Everything's falling apart, so you might as well get pissed up. Yeah, good. Like it.
I blame Keir Starmer.
Yeah, same. Now, what are you going to score Brave New World?
Right. Now, it's a song that's in 3 or 4 different parts.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give it a point for each part.
Okay.
For David Essex's
Lovable Urchin routine.
Lovable Urchin routine, I'm going to give him another point. Just because it's funny.
Just a point?
Yeah, just a point. So that's 5.
Okay.
That's 5. For the West Coast feel at the end, another point. That's 6. I'm going to give it a 6.
6. I think I'm going to go 6.5 just because the narrative of it is just fun. I like it. And it drives the story forward. But I really love the character because I think it's probably the most relatable character. I love the way that the narration is like he's only done 10 feet. Like it's taken him a week, and I could have done that in a day. Just because he's getting pissed up. I love the sentiment of it. I love the theatricalness of it. And David Essex is in all his campy joy. It's brilliant, but again, it's not as much as I love the song. It's not one I'm putting on every day. It's a 6.5.
But it would totally be missed if it was off.
Oh,
so
of
it's
course.
like, yeah.
Of course, like you couldn't have this album without this character, and we've been setting this up since the 3rd song, haven't we? 2nd song.
Mm-hmm.
No, 3rd song. So it's this is the big payoff, and it's not a 10, but I still love the song. Whereas next,
If this is in the right order, we've got Dead London,
yeah, which is pretty much just
part 1. It's 8 minutes long.
yeah, I mean, it's not really a song. It's another Redweed Part 1, I think. It's just pure narration.
Shall we listen?
Yeah, let's go for it. So Dead London, it's another one of those narrative-based tracks. It's just Richard Burton and music. Really just full of melancholy and, really reflects the notion of a, dead and dying place where there's no people, and even the Martians are starting to decline. I really like the piano here because it kind of does conjure images of like sort of Cockney London streets almost, you know what I mean? Jangly piano. And it is really deep and mournful, and the sort of dying Martian cries like, "Ooh," they're all mangled up, and the bacteria is getting into them and killing them off now. It just feels like it's a bit like par for the course almost, because it goes on for quite a long time. Really nice music and stuff, but what really makes it is that absolute, like almost like he takes an axe to the tape, going, "No, stop!" You know what I mean? And that dead space that just full stop creates is really impactful.
Abruptly, the sound ceased.
And then Richard Burton just, even the Martians. Again, you're not probably going to put it on, but without it, we're not getting that theatrical piece out. We're not getting the whole story and the narrative arc, and we're coming towards the end. We're pretty much at the end now, aren't we? It's, I think, probably about a 4 for me. Not really a song in terms of, Forever Autumn, but it's another one of those. Without it, well, the album's not an album.
Yep.
It's just incomplete. So 4 out of 10. We can't fault the musicality. Actually, I'm going to give it a 5 because I think that stop does have meaning and impact, and those the evolution of the ooh la is complete now, and a nice ending. Not quite ending, but ending. And not really a lot more to say. What do you think?
I can't really say more than that.
No.
I think, nice solid 5, that one.
Yeah. Moving on.
Yeah. Very last thing. Now, this is it. This is the epilogue.
Yeah.
Part
Epilogue,
1.
Part 1.
Well, we have just discovered that there is a part 2, which was on some pressings of it.
Which I didn't know before.
It's the NASA ending.
The NASA bit, yeah.
Are we going to talk about that one? Or we just?
I think we'll skip it because I don't know that so much. But let's just do
part 1.
Part 1. Here we go.
Okay.
The torment was ended. The people scattered over the country, desperate, leaderless, starved.
There is quite a lot going on in this track. Like, it's not just a throwaway piece. Obviously, it's the end of the story, so we're reaching the conclusion of the narrative, and there's not a lot really to say about that unless we're going to deep dive into the story, which the Martians all die. There you go. Ended. The first thing I'm getting is like Mark Knopfler vibes. There's a lot going on in there. There's what they called now. They have Dire Straits. God, completely slipped my mind. A little bit of Dire Straits in there. There's a few others as well. I mean, what do you hear in there?
Yeah, it's a recall back to that Eve of the War.
It's almost like it's in a major scale or something. Those weird tracks. When you hear tracks,
it's like the hopeful version of
But it's like when you hear like Beatles tracks all in a minor key and they shift it all down, and you're like, oh, something feels weird. It's like that, but going up in a positive way, isn't it? Nice track.
Yeah,
nice ending.
There's a simple message there as well. Don't go injecting Londoners' blood into you, or you'll pass out.
Or you'll die. Yeah, the bacteria will get you.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably makes sense.
Filthy.
Yeah. No, I think, again, it's probably a good 6. Musicianship is there. It's lovely. It just rounds it off, gives you a nice little bit of peaceful, hopeful.
Caribbean feel at the end.
Yeah, Caribbean. No. Yeah, nice ending. But again, it's not one that you're going to put on. It's not one that I really remember, if I'm honest. Don't really remember listening to it.
Strong, no.
Which
is weird, considering it's the end of the...
Yeah, you'd think it was a big ending, but I think we've reached the pinnacle with Spirit of Man and Forever Autumn, and even the main theme, the dun dun dun, like that's so impactful that I think he maybe phoned it in a little bit at the end. I don't know, but we'd already shot our load and we're just cleaning up now.
Yep.
I think it's a nice one to end on, but again, nobody's favourite track. 5.
Yeah.
5 out of 10. And that's the album, really. I know we've got some weird NASA thing that I don't remember being on the original.
No, it said it was available on some pressings.
So we've had the whole album. What are you saying? What's your sign-off for this podcast?
Okay. My sign-off is that in conclusion, and in the listen that we've had and the way we've had to stop tracks and kind of things like that, I stick by it needs to be listened to in a oneer. If you've got the vinyl, you'll be turning it 4 times. But
God, yeah.
But I was shocked. I'm more shocked listening to it now that there was only one 10 track.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah, I thought thought there was more.
Yeah, nothing's gone down in my estimations at all. As a whole album, I would literally give it a 10. I'd still give it a 10 out of 10.
I would give it a 10 out of 10 for the album, definitely.
But if you're breaking it up in the way that we have, which you shouldn't,
No.
listen to it from beginning to end.
No, but there's no other way to do what we're doing.
No, of course. But in conclusion, still a 10. Still, even listen to it broken up, I had little tingly moments. In conclusion.
Brilliant. I think it's, again, like I say, I remember what you say, it's a 10 out of 10. It's you've got to listen to it in one go. For me, you've got to have headphones, or you've got to listen to it louder than anyone should have speakers. Mm-hmm. Like, it's got to be loud and proud, this one. It's an amazing album, amazing performances. It still gives me the tingles, like you say. Such a unique album. Even in the concept album world, I think there's nothing that compares to this. Mm-hmm. I think it is such a standalone album, and that's why it still resonates with audiences today and probably will in the future if music's still a thing in 2 years' time, or whatever's going to go on in the world if we don't fry in a nuclear holocaust, whatever. It is phenomenal. If you've never heard it, don't listen to it on YouTube. Don't listen to it on Spotify. Don't listen to it in any way that can give you a break. You have to listen to it all. So be prepared to sit there for an hour or whatever it is and just give it a go and lose yourself. You'll lose yourself after the first 2 songs. You won't realize you're listening to it. If you're feeling it, you'll listen to it all in one go and you'll love it. I miss listening to music like that. I was talking to my missus the other day. I was like, I used to just, when I was a kid, put headphones on and listen to albums. I never used to listen to singles or songs. I listened to albums. And I just don't ingest music that way anymore. So I'm gonna give a real effort to do that, I think. I don't know about you, but I lost touch with music during COVID. I don't know why or how, but like, I just don't ingest music that way. I don't think we're allowed to anymore. It's all about whatever Spotify or YouTube throw at you, and then, I don't know about your algorithms, but all of them press me into listening to stuff that I love and will forever love, like the Beatles and Stones and Joy Division and Happy Mondays or anything great that I love. But I really miss listening to new songs, new music that just blows me away, and old stuff like this, which is supposed to be listened to as a performance, really, isn't it? It's a whole thing, like you say. You can't listen to this in bits. We've had to do it because there's no other way to really go through songs. But please, just give it a go, give it a listen, and just lose yourself in a phenomenal piece of art, which is not replicable. I don't think there'll ever be anything like this ever again. I don't think music is like this anymore. I just think it's so far out and so foreign to what a lot of particular like Gen Zers, if they've never listened to anything like this before, I'm not sure they'll get it. I really hope they do.
I think it does 2 things as well. It gives you a musical experience, and if you're someone who likes audiobooks, it's the ultimate audiobook. It gives you the atmosphere, the music, everything just brings the narration so far forward. You'll enjoy the story if you don't know the story, and you'll really love the tunes in the background. They just make so much sense. Indeed. Everything makes sense.
I agree. And if you've listened this far or you've watched this far, thank you very much for taking the time to be with us, because there's literally a billion options out there for you. And we really appreciate you as much as we really appreciate Jeff Wayne and the War of the Worlds. And if you liked what we just did, please give us a like, leave us a comment, let us know your favourite song, let us know your experience of the War of the Worlds, and come with us on this weird journey that we're going on, because I think I like this format. I don't know about you. I think we'll do this more often, because I think this is
works for me.
Yeah, I think it's cool. And we'll do all kinds of different albums. So let us know if you want us to do a particular album or a particular song or, a particular film or TV show, whatever you want us to do deep dives on. I think this is the way forward, because I like this a lot more than just whinging about the news. And who cares about politics? Who cares about stuff that's depressing? Let's just, if nostalgia is all we've got, let's just embrace it.
Yeah, I mean, we'll bring the politics back and the depression and the stuff at any point we choose.
Yeah.
But for now, goodbye, mate.
Goodbye, and thank you for watching.